over there? What are you doing over there? Shalom. Okay, the date. 24th, the movie. Start that again, shall I? The 24th of November, 2021. This year is going really bloody quickly, isn't it? Title of the video, we're going to talk about a few subjects. Yes, bear with me, be a bit patient, don't skip through the video. I'm going to take you through an arm workout. And no doubt, if you clicked on the video, you want massive swollen swans hanging off the side of your torso. Just like hanging there, just slabs of meat, your biceps and your tris and forearms. So I'm going to take you through that. But we're going to talk about a little subject, and that is reverse dieting and rebound dieting, or rebounds. Both beginning with R. What are they? What do they do? Why do we do them? Okay, so typically they're both used, they're both protocols, little diets, little systems at which we use them when we're typically in a state of being really lean, okay? We've just finished a holiday, we've done our wedding, we've done our competition, whatever it might be, and you want to bring yourself back up to potentially like homeostasis, your body feeling good again, while maintaining a fair, good level of body composition, so not gaining too much fat. Now let's talk reverse dieting first. Typically that could be used really kind of whenever. A reverse diet is to bring you out of sort of fatigue, neuromuscular fatigue, adrenal fatigue, just getting your body out of this pit, this ditch that you're feeling, and make you feel good again, like you're a human being. And that can pull you out of a deficit, let's say, a caloric deficit, you're feeling naff, feeling like crap, and then we can bring you back down, okay? That's a reverse diet, while again, holding a fair level of body composition and not gaining too much fat. Now, a rebound is typically used to gain muscle tissue, and again, holding a fair level of body composition. Now, a rebound is used to gain muscle tissue because your body is in such a susceptible, sensitive state after a competition, let's say, or after dieting for 20 odd bloody weeks when you're super, super lean, you're carrying barely any body fat, your carbohydrate, your insulin sensitivity, your body is in such an anabolic state, now you're in a position to consume more calories, you can build muscle tissue. So I just wanted to just throw that out there a little bit, where a reverse diet, they're kind of both the same. It's adding more food into your day, or it's eliminating or reducing activity level. So we're doing less or eating more to make your body feel inside happy. If you just remember this, if you want your body to do what you want it to do, okay, as simple as that. If you're telling your body to do something but it's unhappy inside, hormonally, your brain function, sleep, recovery, stress, your cortisol levels are through the roof. If you want your body to do what you're telling it to do, it has to be a happy body, okay? A happy body will do what you tell it to do, okay? So a reverse diet and a rebound, kind of the same sort of thing, but a rebound is to really try and build as much muscle tissue from a competition prep. You've just finished a comp, or you're very, very lean. And a reverse diet is, again, bringing up calories or reducing the amount of activity to offset some of that just tiredness, overall fatigue, your joints are hurting, you're feeling like crap, your recovery is rubbish, those sort of things. So I thought I'll just throw that out to you. A little bit about me at the moment. Where am I at? I've just moved my food around a little bit as well, which I thought I would throw out to you. I've actually pulled carbohydrates away from my last meal of the day because I typically don't need it while I'm lying in bed watching a movie. I don't really need to have a load of rice. So I've pulled away my carbs and I've added some fats in the form of salmon. So it's not an added fat, but it's more of a fattier meat than chicken. So I've added salmon into my last meal, and I've also added 2 whole eggs. So I've taken away rice and I've substituted it with the same sort of calorie value, but in the form of fats. Sleep, recovery, and I don't typically need a big burst of carbohydrates while I'm lying on my arse about to go to sleep. So again, that's something to consider while you're changing up your training, changing up your diet. Just take a look at your day. You know, I'm pretty damn good at looking at my body, and I'm not being coached at the moment. I am one. I know what I'm doing. when you look at yourself in the mirror, it's damn simple. Are you gaining fat? Do you look the way you want to look? Are you performing the way you want to perform? No? Well, have a look at how you're eating. Look at the times of your day, and meal timing matters. Whatever you hear from anyone, doesn't matter as long as you get your calories in by the time your head hits the pillow, as long as you have 2,500 calories, that's all that matters. That's bollocks. That's bollocks. You can wing it a couple of days if you've got manic a couple of days because of work or family or other commitments. There are some times where you just need to slam all the food down your gob. Great, that's okay, but don't let that become a habit, okay? Look at your day, look at your meal timings and move things around. I've blabbered on a bit too much. Next time you see me, we will be heading to the gymnasium. I've got a couple meals left in me. Did a bit of programming for clients, programming, a bit of coaching. Took on a new client yesterday, which was awesome. And yeah, I will see you on the way or inside the gym for arms. Arm training, armsticles, massive biceps and triceps. That's what we're aiming to get. So we're going to talk training specifics, not your diet, not your recovery, nothing outside of the gym. Everything we can do to the best of our ability to enhance the effectiveness. I really can't talk today, can I? And to enhance the effectiveness of our arm training. Now, let's look at the role of our arm muscles. Just really, really simple. They have to cross two joints for it to work, okay? So your biceps roll, your brain sends a signal to your bicep to flex the elbow joint. That's what it's for. That's what that muscle's for, by the way. It's not just for this and pulling all the girls in the club. That's what it's for. That's its duty, is to flex the elbow, okay? And what's the role of the tricep? It's the opposite, the antagonist. The opposite from flexion is, you guessed it, extension. So the job of your tricep, or the three heads of your tricep, crosses over your elbow to extend the elbow joint. So movements we can do are just kind of this. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love walking out at a gym and feeling a massive pump, like the next person. However, this is the least stimulating workout for me, I find. It's the least exciting one, but it's got to be done because I want big arms, all right? So I do things to increase its intensity, increase the fun and the entertainment value and aspect of the session to a degree. I love training, don't get me wrong, but it's not the most stimulating nor exciting for me. So I'm going to take you through what I do and ways just to manipulate movements, ways to move things around, time and attention, intensifiers to get more out of the workout itself. So sit back, relax, enjoy. Shut up, tell the person next to you to shh and enjoy. So at the beginning of every arm workout, I like to pre-exhaust the bicep and the tricep. Why? I'm typically not going to move and shift a stupid load of weight. I don't necessarily move and do many compound movements on an arm day. I do lots of isolation movements like rope pushdowns, overhead extensions, bicep curl, dumbbell curl, hammer curl. It's not like a close grip bench press, for example, yeah? And I don't really grab like a straight bar, stick a 10 on either side and hoik weights up. I'm a little bit more finicky when it comes to arm work because I've got a bit of a dodgy elbow. It's a little bit sort of grindy. So that's what I'm doing right now, is to push some blood and sort of height in the area, get a nice mind muscle connection before I move into the main body of the workout. It's proper awkward getting in position, this is. If you've ever done this movement before. It'd be handy if I had a little partner in crime. Oh. I'm just making sure that my elbows can, like, they're moving like fully, like all the way through, like no limited range. I want to get some of that synovial fluid, some of that lube to just get a bit nice and warm so my joints feel good, you know. And again, same thing works for biceps. Cables I quite like to use as well, due to the simple fact that the load is near enough the same through any portion of the movement, from the bottom to the top. You've got the same amount of weight running through it, whereas with a dumbbell, as you know, you're working against gravity. So once you get to the top, nothing, it's all in joints. And then at the bottom, there's nothing, it's all in joints. It's sort of through that mid-range with a dumbbell, yeah? They've got a sick T-bar row. They've got a sick pin loaded, yeah? See you in a bit. So, working set-wise, we are going to continue with the same movements we were on our warm-up. So, rope overhead extension. I'm drunk. And straight bar cable curl. Easier on the joints, moving through. Like I mentioned with my elbow, already it's decrunched. It's decrunchified. Feels nice, okay? So, 4 working sets, and we're going to superset. What's the benefit of supersetting? Save time in the gym and increase intensity. Burn more calories and spend less time in here. Win-win. Woohoo! Okie dokies. Movement numero, well, it's kind of 2, but 3rd and 4th exercise. We're looking at a dumbbell alternate bicep curl with a cable extension, but a bit of a different variation to before. Now, you've seen many a time chaps and chapesses curling, but with a bit of a twist in the motion. You know, as you come up and you twist it. I think there is a bit of method to that madness. You're not going to get super physiological differences if you were just to curl with your palm facing up like this, or in a hammer position like this, or have a twist. However, I think you're getting more bang for your buck by twisting, I believe. Because you're just accentuating the movement, you're adding more intensity or more effort, more load, more movement, rather than just doing this. You're able to, it's a bit like, let's say, on a glute bridge or a hip thrust, instead of just thrusting your hips up and down like this, you're flexing your glutes, you're getting more out of it, you're consciously doing more. Does that make sense? So take a little look. We're gonna again superset, so we're supersetting for the 2nd time, just to really drive as much blood and as much, just get a lot going in your arms. And I'll hopefully add some value to your extensions, your cable extensions, something a little bit different than what you normally do. So rather than swinging and sort of leaning into the movement itself, and using my pinky to rotate the dumbbell around and flex, and something you can't see under my jumper, I'm squeezing my bicep as it gets to the top and controlling the weight down. Single crossover tricep extension. I want you to take the attachments off. So you've got the little carabiners, yeah, these little things, alone, just by themselves, and you've got a little ball joint, balls, and you've got to hold the end of that, okay? I want you to somewhat hold it like this, so you're pushing through your palm, and what that is going to enable you to do is lock out your triceps far easier than if you were to grip. When you're gripping something like this, I find, typically anyway, that my forearms take over and I can't get that flex, that squeeze, and that full extension of my elbow. Please ignore me if you find it okay, but I can't. So I kind of hold it like this, let go of my fingers a little bit, reduce the grip so I can push through and lock out my elbow. Take a look. You will not need that much weight. So you're going to grab the opposites, okay? So right to the left and left to the right. I want you to lock your upper arm in place and you're going to pivot at the elbow. That's it. That's the only bit of your body that should move, is the elbow joint. Up and down, up and down, up and down. So yeah, try that. We're gonna go for a seated dumbbell curl. Done at the same time. We're gonna keep a supinated position Why am I taking a seat? And I've said this many a time. You may notice from other videos. If you don't want to cheat, let me say that again. My God, I'm inebriated. If you don't want to cheat, take a seat. So if you want to limit any momentum, if you want to quit any of your swinging, take a seat. So I think I'm using 15 kilo dumbbells, which aren't a lot. I'm going for 3 sets of 15. So both upstairs, on the first lot of movements, we're doing 12 rep sets. There we were doing 12 rep sets. Now we're going up to 15. Sit back, don't touch yourself too much, please. Watching me lift weight. Pin those arms back. Pin those upper arms back. Flex at the top, stretch. Squeeze, stretch. Squeeze, stretch. Where can you see the majority of the movement? Can you see anything else moving? Or is it just the elbow? Third phase, we now have dip machine. Now, if you don't have one of these babies in your gym, don't fret, because you can either, you've got two options, right? You can either use a flat, well, whatever sort of incline bench you fancy. You can do a close grip bench press, or if you don't have any equipment, get your ass on the floor and knock out diamond push-ups. If you don't know what they are these. So instead of like a push-up out here, come a bit closer, as if you were to have like a diamond, tin of beans, tin of tuna in between your hands. Just ensure your elbows are nice and tucked, so you're focusing on your triceps. Keep your chest nice and high. The best piece of advice I can give on tricep work, and it's kind of common sense, but actually use your triceps. use your triceps. Don't roll your shoulders over and start hoiking the weight up and start rolling your shoulders. Don't start flexing your pecs at the bottom, because now you're using your chest. You're almost chest pressing it down. Actually focus, close your eyes, actually feel your triceps work as you're pushing that weight down. Boom, boom, boom. Let me see. So where you are? FST 7. Fascia stretch training. 7 sets. What is that? Fascia. You've got a sheath, a thin membrane of tissue surrounding each muscle. We're aiming to stretch that fascia, the membrane. S for stretch, stretching it, pushing as much blood as we can in there, and T, training. Fascia stretch training, 7 sets. I'm going to do 12 reps superset, 12 here, 12 there, 12 curl, 12 push down, 30-second rest in between each set, 7 total working sets. This hurts. I'm not going to video the whole thing because you know what it looks like, but just to give you the gist. I will now set the stopwatch on my phone, wait 30 seconds and repeat another 6 times. I will see you at the end of the workout. So, what have we learned? It's pretty damn basic. And it's something that I preach all the time, is stick to the basics. And I heard from a very, very wise man once. A wise man once said, approach it with a kiss. I know, romantic, right? But what he meant was, keep it super simple. KISS, K-I-S-S. Keep it super simple. The biomechanics of the human body, how we move, how we run, hasn't evolved, hasn't changed for millennia, or at least a few thousand years. Yes, science changes and we learn new things, which is fantastic, and we can, you know, we can apply those things towards our training, which is fantastic. However, don't get mixed up with too much. It's that zoomed in. It's that zoomed in. Your hand will be going, look. Slow-mo. Basically stick to the basics. But that just gave you a little bit of an insight on how I run my arm training. I typically have an arm day every 4 days. And I take my arm training as serious as my leg training. Why would you train your legs and give your leg day a dedicated session of 2 hours and really hype yourself up for a leg session and not do the same for your arms? It's your upper body arms. So you've got, these are your limbs, right? You've got your lower limb and you've got your upper limb. So take everything as seriously as you can. But that gave you a little bit of an insight on specifics for arm training.